Welcome to episode 2, part 2 of the TM GolfCast. My name is Tad Myers, and this final part, I got to talk with Ben Heinlein and Tyler Merrifield. Ben is the outside outings coordinator at Nemacola Woodlands Resort, and Tyler is the assistant golf professional and pro shop manager at the resort. And so this last part of the conversation is about where we need to go with the game of golf, how we can grow the game, and some of their experiences on what they've been able to do to grow the game with the things they've been doing at the resort and also back home as well. So this is episode 2, part 2. Now with Topgolf, it brings bringing new people into the game. A lot of different things can happen when players get into the game. What is the craziest thing you've guys seen on a golf course? Which, with owning a golf course, I'm sure you've seen a ton of crazy stuff.
I was going to say, he's got to have seen something.
So, it's amazing. Yes, you're right. Owning my own facility, I've seen many golfers try to, take their golf carts and try to decide to go through cricks and try to get on the other side to get to their golf ball rather than just getting out and walking over the bridge. I hate to say it, I've even seen it here all the way up at a 5-star resort.
Oh yeah.
A couple of guys have gotten drunk. They decided in their golf tournament that it was okay to strip down to their underwear and decide to swim across the lake to the other side and come back. I mean, you see it all. It really doesn't matter what facility you're at, how high end, how low end. You're always going to see some crazy stuff. Whether it be a couple guys that decide that the golf carts are their own little golf cart derbies, they will run around and smack into each other with them.
Yeah, we don't.
I mean, it's not stuff that you want to see. It's not something that is, awesome to see by any means. You just think about all the damage being done on your own end, and most of the time the facility has to take care of some of that on their own. But it's just you never get ceased to be amazed. Every now and again things just pop up and you're just like, wow, that actually just happened. And you get shocked and you keep going on. Find the solution to go past it.
What is the craziest thing you've seen, Tyler? It's like the most random, craziest thing you've ever seen on a golf course.
The most random, crazy thing I've ever seen is I was playing with somebody just in a tournament at the field club when I first started playing, and they got so angry that they took their entire bag off the golf cart, threw it into the woods, and walked back to the clubhouse.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't even get back in the cart, just walked.
That's just unfair to the cart guys. Now they got to go out and get it.
No, I was driving the cart, so I don't know if the guy just got frustrated and was tired of me, or if he was just tired of the game. He just literally threw his bag in the woods, and I guess that bag's still there. I have no idea unless he went back and got it. But yeah, that was the craziest thing I ever saw, and I'm just like, whoa. That guy took it to a whole new level. I've never ever seen anyone do that. I mean, I've seen people throw clubs and stuff, but I've never seen anyone throw their entire bag in the woods.
That's just crazy.
That's weird. Yeah.
I remember one time I was working at this golf course, and some guy got so mad he threw his entire golf bag in the lake, walked back to his car, yelled something, and walked back, grabbed his keys out of his bag, grabbed the bag out, threw the bag back in, and just went off.
Very similar situation in my golf course at home. Guy threw the bag in the lake, got back to his car, realized his car keys were in his golf bag at the bottom of the lake.
And he went back just for the keys, but not the rest of the bag.
He ended up having to go back and go swimming for his golf bag to get his car keys out of it.
Oh, don't you hate when that happens? Case of the Mondays.
Case of the Mondays. Man. So what is one thing that you guys have done? I guess what is one of the most creative things you've guys done to increase, I guess, golf course revenue or rounds here? or I guess even at the Ponderosa, what is one unique thing that you guys done to create rounds or increase rounds at your golf course?
So,
I was gonna say you can go ahead. You have the Rosa.
so, so on our end, to increase rounds, uh, we here at Nemacolin have recently started to do a lot more member events. Our membership is still relatively young, new. Just in the last couple of years, we've really been focusing on trying to grow it. So we are now trying not weekly tournaments, but bi-weekly tournaments. Like almost every other Friday now, we have a small little cash game where we encourage all our members to come play. It has been growing in size. We started with about 6 to 8 guys, and now we're up to 16 to 20 showing up. So it's a small little cash buy-in, and winner takes all at the end. It's starting to become a little more of a hit. Friday afternoons, they're taking off work a little early to get here to the golf course. Also, another good thing that we have done here is an all-you-can-play package. We decided on a rate that you come out, you pay it in the morning, and you can play your second round and third round based on availability, of course. But as long as the golf course is empty, I watched a single guy play. He played 54 holes the other day. Yeah, 54 holes played by himself, single. Zipped around the first 18 in about 2.5 hours, and I don't believe he stopped for lunch. I think he just went straight back out, got some food off the beverage carts. He was here all day, and he got his money worth.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's for
your
sure.
money's worth right there.
You do get a couple singles like that, but most of the time you get a nice foursome that comes, plays 18. They go back out and try to get another 18 if they can. What the nice thing about having that all-you-can-play special is, yes, we might be losing a little bit of money on the replay rate, but they're going back out. They're buying more food off the beverage carts. They're buying more liquor off the beverage carts. You're getting some of your revenue back that way by those guys going out and paying for that extra lunch or paying for that dinner at the halfway house. Something they weren't going to do if they just come out and play one round. They may try not to eat at your facility because of the fact that they can grab something on the way in or the way out, but now they're kind of stuck here all day, so they're going to continue to try to eat or try to purchase that food or something along those lines to kind of help your F&B side of it as well.
It's also worth it for the word of mouth marketing that they're going to be doing as well, because I mean they're gonna definitely tell their buddies about it and say, "Hey guys, got this great deal at Nemacolin. They got a all-you-can-play special right now. You guys should come on out. I just did it, and I got 54 holes in. I mean that's a value of probably like $700-800, and I got it for this low price of under 200. So I mean, it's worth it. I mean, you get so much more out of it, and it's definitely the best thing you can do. I mean, but we've definitely been doing a great job here. I mean, mainly Tom, the director. I mean, he's been doing a great job of promoting these member events, being very active with our membership. I mean, we didn't really have a whole lot of member special events or things to grow membership as much in years prior, but of late, Tom's been really dedicated to getting that rolling, and Tom's really good because he knows everything about these people. He's learning stuff every day about these people. I mean, he remembers every little thing, even down to like what drinks they like, that to shirts they like brands. Like he's really good at that sort of stuff. Cigars they like things like that. He's very good at, and that's a thing that a lot of places won't do with their members. I mean, most people will take your membership money and put your name on a locker, but Tom will actually go above and beyond, and he's kind of teaching us to do the same thing by learning about these people so that we can make it more personalized guest service experience rather than just taking their money and saying, all right, you owe me a cart fee, and you're gonna be good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we can actually talk to them and relate to them. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things that I think we've done here in the last few years to make this resort stand out versus other places in the world. I mean, 'cause a lot of places just don't do it.
That's awesome. Now, Ben, you've been able to. Now, didn't you want to be in the long drive competition? Like, weren't you trying to pursue long
Yes.
drive competition at one
Yes,
point?
at one point, yes, I was attempting to be in a long drive circuit. My dream when I was, the first year or two of becoming into the golf professional world, I really wanted to be a trick shot artist with and be a long drive professional. I quickly learned that I was not quite in shape enough to be able to do it, and I'm not quite tall enough, I don't believe, to get quite the arc and the speed that you need to hit the ball that far. Uh, so yes, I did dabble in it for a while. I do have a couple videos out there on YouTube. If anybody wants to laugh, they can go out and check those out.
Oh, I've seen them.
But yeah, I mean
Very
that was
funny.
one of the dreams growing up, and you know I was a huge fan of John Daly. Crazy guy, drinker, hitting golf balls off of beer cans. I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be the guy that's gonna go out there and make people want to play the game because it's fun and see something cool and different.
Well, he just showed that you don't have to be a rich, snobby person to get involved in the game. You can just be a blue collar, everyday person, and you can still have fun doing the game. That's what he was proving, and he's still proving it. Still goes out there, and I'm sure he drinks a few cans of unnamed beverages before and after each round, and still has fun with it. So I mean, hey, to each his own. If that's your way of doing it, that's your way of doing it. Doesn't really matter what other people's way is. I mean, that's how you grow. That's how you have fun with the game, and that's what he's doing.
You just do you.
Yeah,
Just be you.
and that's what
right.
that's what the golf culture's turned into in the last 20 years. I mean, before it used to be, oh, I have to be very preppy, very stiff. Like I can't be just a nice, relaxed, be myself really on the golf course. But now it's a whole different culture. You can do whatever you want on the golf course and have fun with it and be yourself. You don't have to be like Judge Smales in Caddyshack. You don't have to be a snobby jerk in order to have fun and play golf. You can be like Rodney Dangerfield and just be yourself, be loose, have fun, and that's what golf's been all about here, at least recently. I mean, because before that it was kind of considered an old man's game.
Hmm. So, with the having the fun, switching topics, just throwing a dart here. What kind of equipment do you guys have in your bag currently? Now, I know you were Nike for a while, right?
Yeah, so when I was teaching at the golf academy, yes, I was on staff with Nike. Uh, I at the time, yes, I actually liked their irons. I did enjoy them.
They had some good stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually did enjoy the irons. I still have them. I still play them. Waiting for that next step in my life to see where I go with them. But yeah, I got I got Nike through and through, putter to driver. Like them, yes. They feel great in my hand, and you gotta like what you hit. You can't sit there and look down and see a club that you don't like or doesn't feel quite right in your hands. You got to make sure the weight's right. It's set up properly for you. If you don't like it, you can't hit it.
Now, didn't you, like, when you were trying to pursue long drive, didn't you have a crank driver? Or
I did, yes. I did have a crank driver.
what was that like? I always imagine myself hitting one of those and just can't.
Oh, I remember the first time I swung it and hit a golf ball. I hit the golf ball probably 85 yards right. I mean, it was amazing how far right this golf ball went. But 48 inches long, max length, and there were no grooves in the face to reduce spin. And you know, I think it was a double X shaft, and it was kind of like swinging a sledgehammer. It was a little too heavy for me, and I wasn't quite ready for it. But I learned to hit it. I uh, I did end up winning a couple local qualifiers, a couple local small events. Nothing that on the LDA tour or anything, but
What was
it
that
was
LPGA tour?
LDA.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
LDA. And yeah, it was a crank driver. Unfortunately, a few years ago, I was hitting it around and I actually broke the face on it. It actually collapsed on me. So I do need to get a new one. I've been talking to a long drive professional that I know that are good friends with. Actually went to Cal U with us. By the name of Trevor Kinsavage. He's good guy. You know, he's traveling the world doing his trick shot shows, and you know, he living my dream. Uh, so, you know, I try to every now and again keep up with him and see how his life's going and what he's doing. He's traveling, I think, right now overseas doing some uh, shows for the militaries. He's going to the bases and
Oh wow.
yeah, he's going to the bases and doing shows on bases for these guys, which I mean, it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I mean, I don't know if their target ranges are long enough for how far he hits the golf ball, but
Eh,
They could just send him out on the send him out in the field.
where those guys get some of the most fun talent you could ever get in the world.
Jeez. Now, what about you? What about you? Do you have Tyler? Do you have any cool clubs in your bag, or what? What? I don't see you play much golf. I think I've only seen you play one time.
Yeah, I haven't played much of late. Um, been more dedicated to my running and fitness stuff lately, but yeah, I have kind of a mixed bag of things. I mean, a majority of the stuff I have is like older clubs that I got in college because my first set of clubs got taken out of my car
Oh, I.
when I was in college getting my car fixed, and had to get a new set with my insurance money. But I ended up buying a bag from the Coastal Golf Shop. I still have it. It's still my bag I use. It just says Coastal Carolina on it and PGM, and it's a Titleist bag. So I still have that, and then I have Bridgestone J40 cavity back irons that I really like. They're really lightweight and they work for me, so I just kept them. I never really thought about getting a different iron yet. I mean, unless I ever get on staff with somebody, then I'll consider trying different ones. But other than that, I mean, I still use a King Cobra driver that I've been using those for years. It was like my first real driver was a King Cobra. It's a different model, of course, but I've been using that thing forever, and I hit the ball straight with it, so I keep using it. But other than that, I mean, Cleveland wedges, Odyssey putter. I mean, like I said, it's a mixed bag, but I just kind of go with what works for me. I don't stick with just really one brand. I just go with whatever actually fits my game that I've worked with, and that's what I keep using. I mean, that and a Titleist Pro V1 golf ball.
Titleist Pro. I saw somewhere.
It's the one that works best for me.
I saw somewhere where Titleist is. I saw they're already releasing prototypes. I thought I saw somewhere online that Titleist got some prototypes out there of some of their new Pro Vs.
I figure they try to always get ahead of the game, but you got to give them credit for that. I mean, they do make one of the best golf balls on the market. So I mean,
It's hard to crack into that market now that they got,
yeah,
they
there's
got.
a lot of competition, stiff competition. I want to say what isn't Callaway just right behind them?
Yeah, Callaway's closing up.
They're closing in on them now.
Titleist, but
They were kind of falling back, but now they've actually changed their design of their golf ball in the last few years. That has really done a whole 360 on their market. So I mean, you got to give them credit for that. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Callaway myself because it hasn't really worked for me. But I mean, it's all dependent on the golfer.
It's all
Really.
everything's dependent on the golfer.
That's really
Everything's pretty much
everyone's
close to-
different, so it's always going to be a different situation. Like Ben probably uses a Strata golf ball when with those Nike irons, and who knows, he may do a noodle. It's hard to
He
tell.
might do a noodle golf.
But I'm sure Callaway or Titleist owns one of those now. If they don't own Top Flight too.
So, wrapping up here, you both being from PGM schools, what is one piece of advice you'd give guys in the PGM program now?
I would say the one thing I'd give as advice is listen and take in as much and experience as much as you can in your programs now before you get out into the real world, because they do give you a lot of real world situations in the PGM programs that we don't really think too highly of when we were taught them. We're like, oh yeah, sure, like that'll happen to me. But it's true because a lot of that actually does happen to you, and we don't take advantage of it when the opportunity presents itself in school. And that's kind of one thing I would say is just take advantage of all these opportunities, learn as much as you can while you're in school, so that when you get out into the real world, you can take it with you and kind of be one step ahead of everyone else. And that'll actually come in handy a lot down the road, because That's one thing I didn't really do a lot of in PGM schools. I didn't take advantage of a lot of those situations, and I regret it. But I'm learning a lot of it now, and I mean that's the only thing I could really do. But that's one thing I'd recommend: is just take advantage of what's put in front of you really in these programs, because they do have a lot of educational and excellent material. So just take advantage of it.
What about you, Ben?
So from my side of it, I feel like one of the reasons I've had a more or been successful on, where I'm at here, you never really want to say no to any job they ask you to do. I've done everything from unclogging a toilet to, managing groups of 300 people right now, which we have this week. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't know something, ask the question first and
Mm-hmm.
don't do it wrong. If they ask you to go set up something on the golf course and you're not quite sure which tee boxes something goes on, instead of going out there and guessing, ask. Just say, hey,
Mm.
should these should we be setting all the signs up on the white tees, the blue tees? Where would you like them at? A lot of times as golf professionals, we just send people out, send interns, say, hey guys, here's what you got to do, go set them out. And we sometimes will miss small, minor details like, oh, he's an intern, he's new, he doesn't know that most of the events are going to play from the blue tees here, or most of the events are going to play from the white tees. Something simple like that, always make sure you're trying to be detail oriented. Be willing to ask questions, be willing to, you know, show that you want to learn and you want to grow as a golf professional. I mean, I'm still learning myself. Our resort right now is going through budgeting meetings, and just today I said, hey, I haven't had a whole lot of experience with budgeting. Can I start tagging along and coming into these meetings just because, I don't know a lot and I want to learn, I want to grow. So, if your bosses, your managers see that you're willing to grow and trying to learn, and you know you're showing initiative to do it and actually put it into use, a lot of times these guys will look at you and say, "Hey, this kid's gonna be something. Let's keep him here and keep him around.
And
Let's let's yeah,
there's
I
never
would
any job that's too small or too big for you. I mean, whether it's working on creating a budget or unclogging a toilet. I mean, it's stuff that it's also a good experience to go through it, even if you just do it once. But it's still a good experience, and there's never any job that is ever too big or too small for you that you can't handle. And I mean, our leadership at the resort has been very positive in forcing this growth over the last few years. I mean, I'd say it's grown every single year on having us get more experience and growing us as individuals, really. Every single year it's gotten better and better. So I think that's one of the best things that I've seen at this resort is how much they care about the employees' growth and well-being, and that's something I'd love to see keep going. And, I mean, you know it as best as I do, and how Tom, Justin, Eric, Patrick, I mean, they've all been very positive and affirmative. I mean, Tad, you even know that. Patrick's had you work with him on various projects. You worked with Eric a little bit. I mean, we've worked with Tom and Justin on certain stuff that we never worked on before. So it's definitely a positive year by far for us.
Yeah, at least what I've seen. I mean, I've gotten probably some of the best experience I've ever gotten in the industry. I've only been in it for a few years, but
And to be
working with
honest, it's
Eric and
definitely one of the best
Patrick.
years they've done with interns too. I mean, they have you guys be more hands-on and more involved in different aspects of the operation than they have in other years. So I mean, that's a big sign of showing how far we've come in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, that's big step up.
That's awesome.
And I mean, to have people like Eric and Patrick here that are very experienced, well versed, and very able to help you with anything you may need and have been there, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, working
Someone with
with
their
those two is
reputation,
awesome.
and then someone with Justin's reputation, Tom's reputation. I mean, these are people we want to take advantage of and learn more and more from. And it's great to have those people at our fingertips, really.
yeah, like working with Eric, working with Patrick is truly been a really good opportunity. Really.
And what's the best part about this whole place is, I mean, all these people are humble. I mean, no one here is like cocky about how good they are, and they are very talented, very good people, and they are all humble, down to earth professionals, and they understand what we are, where we are, and what we're going through as well. So that's one huge aspect of it. And couldn't ask for anything more out of these guys.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this episode. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Getting to learn from you guys this summer has been truly awesome and remarkable. So we'll let you guys go. And
Thanks for having us. Thanks for
thank you for having us on, Tad. We appreciate it.
Thanks for letting us be a part.
Hopefully we gave you a few helpful hints.
Alrighty. See you guys next time. Alrighty, so that was episode 2, part 2 of the TM GolfCast with Ben Heinlein and Tyler Merrifield. Next time on the show, we have probably one of my favorite people I've gotten to meet over this last year and a half. He is an internship coordinator at California University of Pennsylvania. He's also a professor of the PGM program, and I kind of consider him a really close friend. He has grown my career so much. He's been a mentor of mine. And I definitely would not be where I'm at today without J.R. Pond. So that is next week on the show, next Tuesday night. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next Tuesday night on the TM GolfCast.